U-substitution is that technique that it comes in awfully handy in some of these more complex looking trig functions. Let's suppose that I have the secant squared of x plus, nope, let's make it a minus 2 times the secant of x is equal to 3. Right off the bat, I can't tell anything about what the answers are going to be. There's no way to, I could maybe pull secant of x out and have something here, but I still have it equal to 3. I don't have it equal to 0. For me to factor this properly, I'm going to do something that we call U-substitution. I'm going to let the letter U be a variable. This is now a variable, and I'm going to let it be the secant of x. I'm going to put a box around it, not because it's my answer, but because this is going to help me remember, what do I have to do with this? So now I'm going to say, well, wherever I see a secant of x, I'm going to put a u. So this becomes u squared minus 2u is equal to 3. Now it's starting to look a little easier. In fact, if I move this 3 over to the other side, I have u squared minus 2u minus 3 is equal to 0. And that means that's something that I can factor. I'm going to put a u there and a u there. I'm going to put a minus 3 here and a plus 1 here. And when I solve this for what does u have to be for this to work, I get u is equal to either -1 or 3. Now this is where it is very critical that you not stop here, because you've got to go back and translate, well, what was u? U is the secant of x. So what I now know is that the secant of x is equal to either -1 or 3. So I have two cases. Secant of x equals -1, or the secant of x equals 3. In this case, now I'm going to say secant. What was that? Oh yes, 1 over the cosine. That means that 1 over the cosine of x is equal to -1. Which means that the cosine of x is equal to -1. Which means now going to my unit circle, cosine, write a 0 up there, cosine, so 1, -1, aha! -1 happens when x is pi. So x is equal to pi. And of course we have all the pi plus 2 more pi plus 2 pi, so we're going to write our final answer as x equals pi plus 2k pi. So that's part of our answer, and I won't close the box because now I've got to do it for secant. Secant of x equals 3, that means that 1 over the cosine of x is equal to 3. Now I'm going to basically flip everything, and I'm going to say that means that the cosine of x is equal to 1/3. That means that x is the inverse cosine of 1/3. And I look at my unit circle now and I say, okay, 1/3, that's going to be right about there. That's my x value, or my x coordinate, 1/3. So I need to find out what this angle is here. That's one of them. But I also have this one here. My cosine is 1/3 for this angle as well. Now I have both my devices tied up right now, so I can't tell you what the actual angle is, but it's going to be more than 60 degrees, probably 65 degrees. So let's see, that would be probably, I'm going to have to leave it as, to write it exact, I'm going to say cosine inverse of 1/3, because that's an angle, plus 2k pi. And I also have this one, and I'm going to have two answers here. I'm going to have, I don't have my calculator, but I'm going to have two answers here, one answer here, three answers in all for this equation right here. Hope this helps.